I think your advice is good, and I talked the matter over last night with my wife. She said she'd give me her answer today, but to tell the truth, I'm not over keen. Why not? Because I'm in a rut and I'd like to stay in it. What's more, to have to transport wife, servants, household goods, it doesn't appeal to me. Besides, I was talking yesterday evening to some doctors. One of them said I should go to San Filippo. Another said Poretta. Another Villa. What a bunch of quacks. If you ask me, the medical profession doesn't know its business. What you mentioned first must be what troubles you most. You're not accustomed to lose sight of the cupula. You're mistaken. When I was younger, I was a victim of wanderlust. They never held a fair at Prato, but I was there. There's not a castle in the neighborhood that I haven't visited. Better yet, I've been to Pisa and Livorno. What do you think of that? Then you must have seen the sliding tower of Pisa. You mean the leaning tower? The leaning tower, of course. And at Livorno, did you see the sea? You know very well that I did. How much bigger is it than the Arno? Arno? Pooh! It's 4 times bigger. No, no more than 6. You'll make me say more than 7 times in a minute. Nothing but water, water, water. Well, then I'm amazed at you, who, as the saying is, have pissed your way through so much snow, should make such a fuss about going to the baths. Your mother's milk is still on your lips, my child. Do you think it's a small matter to transplant an entire household? Yet my desire for children is so strong, I'm ready to do nothing but have a word or two with those MDs, see where they advise me to go. Meanwhile, I'll join my wife at home. I'll see you there later. Good idea. Can there be a bigger fool in the whole wide world? And how fortune has favored him. He's rich, and his beautiful wife is well bred, virtuous, and fit to rule a kingdom. Seems to me that the proverb about marriage seldom proves true. The one that runs, God makes men, but they find their mates for themselves. For in general, we see a man of parts paired off with a shrew, while a prudent woman gets a half-wit for a husband. But that fellow's half-wittedness is this much to be said for it. It gives Calamaco reason to hope, and here he is. Hey, Calamaco, lying in wait for someone? I'd seen you with with our learned friend, and I was waiting for you to part company with him so I could hear what you'd done. He's a fellow of small prudence and less spirit, as you know. He doesn't want to leave Florence. However, I worked on his feelings for a while, and he told me he'd do just as I said. I believe we'll be able to move him in the right direction. Whether we can complete our project is, of course, another story. How so? Well, as you know, all sorts of people go to these baths, and it might be that a man would come along who'd find Madonna Lucrezia as attractive as you do. He might be richer than you, he might be more charming, so there's the danger of going to all this trouble for someone else's benefit. It is also possible that with so many competitors for her favor, she might become the harder to attain, or that, having got used to the idea of yielding, she she might yield not to you but to another. You have a point, but what am I to do? Which way am I to turn? I must try something, something tremendous or something dangerous, something harmful or something infamous. I don't care. Better to die than to live like this. If I could sleep at night, if I could eat, if I could engage in conversation, if I could find pleasure in anything at all, I should be able to await time's verdict more patiently. Here and now I can see no remedy. If hope is not kept alive within me by some course of action, I shall assuredly die. Faced with this prospect of death, I am resolved to fear nothing, but adopt a course of action that is bestial, cruel, and nefarious. You mustn't talk like that. You must curb such excess of passion. Actually, by feeding my imagination on thoughts like this, I keep myself in check, as you see. However, it is necessary for us either to proceed with our plan for sending him to the baths or to try some other avenue, if only that I may have a little hope to feed on. And if it can't be true hope, then let it be false, so long as it provides me with thoughts that lighten my burden of troubles. You're right, I'm for doing as you say. Though I know that men of your sort live by cheating others, I believe you. I don't propose to fear your cheating me, because if I saw you try to, I should proceed to take advantage of the fact, and you would forfeit your right to come and go in my house, and I'll hope of receiving what I have promised you. Don't doubt my fidelity. Even if I had no sense of my own interests and did not hope what I hope, well, you and I are so congenial. I'm almost as desirous as you are that you should get what you want. But enough. Messenicia has commissioned me to find a doctor who can say which of the baths it would be best for him to go to. Let yourself be advised by me. Tell him you've studied medicine and been practicing for some time in Paris. Simple minded as he is, he'll believe you, and since you're an educated man, you'll be able to treat him to a little Latin. What good will that do us? It will enable us to send him to whichever baths we wish, and put into operation another plan I've thought of. One that's more likely to succeed and takes less time. What did you say? I say you ought to take heart if you put your trust in me. I'll have the whole thing finished by this time tomorrow. Even if he investigates your claim to be a doctor, and he won't. A short time at his disposal, and the nature of the case will stop him getting anywhere. By the time he figured anything out, if he did, it'd be too late for him to frustrate our plan. You fill me with new life. Oh, this is too fair a promise. You feed me with too much hope. How will you do it? You'll find out at the proper moment. Right now, there's little enough time for action, let alone talk. Go home and wait for me. I'll hunt up our learned friend, and if I bring him along, take your cue from me and make everything you say fit in. I'll do as you say, though the hopes you raise within me may, I fear, go up in smoke.